Hi, this is Marcia Vaca with Vaca Associates Family Checks and Balances. Today I wanted to take just a few minutes with you and talk about how we include everybody, young and old, but particularly our aging family members, in all those holiday events that happen throughout the year. Particularly, I'm focused on the things like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, some of those kind of fall time holidays. So let's get right into a few of these things that we probably need to consider as a family together with our loved ones and figure out how best do we get everybody involved so everybody can celebrate and have fun. The first thing is to look at what some of those possible challenges might be to including someone in our activities. It can be everything from an illness. Obviously, you might go, well, of course, Marcia, if somebody's sick with the flu or a cold, we're not going to involve them. Well, let's think a little bit outside the box. I'm not saying get in front of them so they can cough all over you, but let's take a look at that issue as well. How we can still keep them engaged even if they are sick. Injuries, broken arms, legs, feet, whatever might be going on. There can be all sorts of injuries that might impact someone's ability to participate with us. Surgery, hip and knee replacement surgery, other kinds of surgeries. Take a look at how those can impact vision and hearing loss. A lot of times, particularly older family members, they will stop participating in holiday events because they can't hear. The background noise just is too much for them. They're only catching every other sentence, and so they feel like they're really not able to fully participate and enjoy the time. Obviously, memory loss issues. When our loved ones begin to have problems remembering the grandkids' names, even their children's names, all of those issues. And then geography, just being so far apart that we can't even really conveniently, easily get together. And again, have to have my hot tea handy. Okay, so my primary message is don't give up. On any of those issues, challenges that you might face, don't give up. Just plan ahead. If you can sit down with other family members, including your aging loved one, and begin to build a plan about how to include them, what would work best for them. Remember to involve them in that conversation as much as you can, along with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, whomever needs to be around that table to plan, and plan it ahead as much as you can. Ask their close friends for ideas, for input. A lot of times, close friends of our loved ones know far better than we do maybe what would work best for that mom or dad or grandpa or grandma. I know that for me, with our family, my parents had very close friends right there in the neighborhood. And those close friends provided us with a lot of great input and ideas because they saw them every day where the rest of us did not. Look at as many options as you can, and then boil it down. Boil down all the options to maybe two, like option A, option B. Figure out which option you're going to lean into and work towards. And remember that if you have to go to option B, that's okay. Or maybe this year you do it one way, next year you do it another way. That's okay. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And just try to make sure that you're going to avoid those feelings that can happen of being overlooked, left out, not included, not able to give input. Just try to get everybody's input that you can as you make these plans, knowing you're not going to make everybody happy. Also, get clear about what limitations there might be. Is there an illness? Can they not be around other people? Could you do something outdoors versus indoors? Obviously, you're not going to do something outdoors in 10 degrees snowy weather or even with rain. But again, be thinking outside the box a little bit, because even sometimes, depending upon the illness, depending upon the severity, you can still get together with your loved one and do something, at least for some period of time. Injuries, looking at those hip and knee replacement surgeries, they've fallen and they've hurt their rib cage or hurt their elbow or something. When you look at injuries along that way or surgeries, how difficult is it for them to get in and out of a car, up and down steps, in and out of the house, the front door, back door, wherever they have to exit or entrance, getting up and down out of a chair? All those kind of considerations need to be taken into place if there's some kind of limitations that you've got to deal with. The vision and hearing issues, again, how can you make sure that they can see clearly what's going on, and also that they can hear enough to feel like they can participate in the conversation and they're not being left out? And sometimes that means that you've got to stop the conversation, sort of quiet the space down, quiet that background noise, and really focus on them during that part of the conversation. Also, with memory loss, just how bad, how significant is it? Are they to the point where being in a real noisy, sort of high stimulus kind of environment, would that make them frustrated, anxious, paranoid, afraid? So you have to figure out where they're at with that memory loss situation and how much stimulation they can actually handle in a larger environment versus, say, one-on-one. And also just their overall strength and endurance and stamina. If they can only tolerate a couple of hours, then how do you build your time with them to take that into account? But if they're a great partier and can go for hours on end, well, that again impacts how you plan the event. So there's lots of options to consider. You can bring them to your home and have them be at your home. You can take the party to them, as I like to say, get a group together and go over to their home. I know my mom and dad, they loved it. It was crazy, but they loved it when we all descended on their house where we, as kids, grew up and had the party there, celebrated whatever it was, July 4th, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Did it wear them out? Yes, it wore them out, but it was that happy kind of being worn out. Get them seats to special events, to the kids' or grandkids' concerts, choirs, even taking out and going to a movie, a special movie. Get them a seat at those special events. Get them a ticket as well as your ticket and take them along with you. And sometimes if you're geographically separated, sometimes this means talking to one of their good friends and getting 2 or 3 tickets so that good friend or two can pick up your mom and dad and take them out. You're treating them to a concert or a movie together, wherever they may be together and live. Sending them a special package. Flowers are wonderful, but sometimes it's fun to get a special package that you have to unwrap. And it can be silly little things, but just something that lets them know that you were thinking of them, particularly if you're distant from them geographically, or if they have memory loss, they're in assisted living or a skilled nursing facility, to send them in a package that's special for them so they know that they're being remembered and thought of. Also to send them handwritten, designed note cards and letters from family members. They love that from grandchildren, from you as their now adult child. All of those things are just great things to pull in and think about doing. Now, specifically with memory loss, let me address that. This really is very specific to where your loved one is at with their memory loss. And remember, the memory loss usually happens in short-term memory, where no new memories can be made. So that's all part of that short-term memory. But the long-term memory may be very well in place, And I always say, play to that, push that avenue, be in conversation with them, show them pictures of when they were young children or you were a young child, Christmases of the past, music that they loved when they were a child, old-time favorite movies. Usually they love at least watching part. They may not make it through even a 90-minute movie, but at least part of an old movie that they might enjoy. Remember movement, even getting up and dancing if they can, but dancing in a wheelchair, dance with them in that wheelchair or with that walker. And put on that music again that's going to trigger the long-term memory and help them to really get a smile on their face as they're dancing around a little bit with you. Their favorite foods, cookies, pies, salads, whatever it might be that you can bring to them or prepare for them that reminds them of what they used to do for you when you were a kid, and again triggers that long-term memory. Video calls and phone calls. Now, I know this can be very hard depending upon the level of memory loss and where your loved one actually is, but don't hesitate to try to do a video call or a phone call with your loved one. You might need the help of a staff member at a facility to make that happen, but ask and see. You know, it may work, it may not work. If it doesn't work, don't worry about it. At least you tried. And then just however you can celebrate the time of year with them and the season of the year, you know, come up with some real creative ideas on that. And that's my whole point. Be creative. You've got to be creative and make it fun. Make it fun for them. Make it fun for the grandkids. Make it fun for you. Yes, you're going to be working hard if you're the one planning all of this, but it'll put a smile on your face taking the time to do this for one of your loved ones. It's obviously that if you can begin planning before you start getting real busy with your activities, what you're looking at doing, wanting to do, that's obviously most helpful. And if you can include other family members before their calendars get all filled up, then everyone's not feeling like it's quite so chaotic and stressful, and like everybody's trying to make demands or has expectations that nobody can meet during often one of the busiest times of year, right? Remember, everything doesn't have to be perfect. Just do what you can. Don't look for perfection. Look for something that's fun and enjoyable and just makes everybody get a good laugh, good giggle, and have a good time together. There's no right way to do things. There's not necessarily any wrong way to do things either. Probably the wrong way is that you just simply ignore the individual and don't do anything at all with them. So remember, no right way. Just make it work for your situation, for your family. And remember to breathe and to have fun. So if you've got specific situations that these quick ideas and tips and hints don't seem to address, or you've got other questions, reach out. Either reach out by email to us or give us a phone call. Leave us a message. If we can't immediately answer, we will be back to you just as quickly as possible. And I hope this just sort of gets you thinking about maybe some of the ways that you can include your loved one in holiday events and plans. And good luck, and remember, breathe, have fun.